We got to be honest. He'd get shot. Get shot quick. But let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Chilling video captured on a Ring doorbell camera.
Open the door!
3 people wearing Halloween masks terrorizing a family in Alexandria, Virginia, just outside Washington, D.C., late Tuesday night.
The worst nightmare.
The 3 apparently laughing at first, but their actions quickly becoming more sinister. From pulling on the front door.
Open the door! Open the door!
Pow! Pow! Crazy.
To making the motion of cutting their throat before threatening to break into the house.
I'm gonna count to 10. If this door doesn't open, we're gonna come in.
As soon as the doorknob would have moved,
2.
he would have been shot. I'm telling y'all now, as soon as the doorknob would have moved, and he said all that crazy stuff, he would have been shot.
I said Happy Halloween when they first came, asked them to get off the property. When they didn't, that's when I realized it wasn't a joke anymore.
Our ABC affiliate WJLA speaking with Shayla, one of those family members inside. She says the 3 never got into the house.
They tore the whole thing down.
She says they made their way to the backyard, destroying her fence and the screen to the back door.
They came through there, and that's how they entered to get to our door to be able to knock on the back door.
I'm not aware of incidents that have occurred this heinous before. And that's why it's so concerning.
Police in Alexandria now investigating. The chief calling this video very alarming.
But we're going to take every step once we identify them to prosecute them to the fullest extent of the law.
Investigators say what may be seen as a prank days before Halloween is no joke.
Going around to their backyard, destroying property, and transitions from a prank to a criminal offense. And we take these incidents seriously.
And the chief says his message to whoever did this is turn yourself in. Shayla says that is her mom's house. Her mom now lives in fear because they do not know who did this. Police say they have promising leads with.
Well, that's good that they have leads. They're just terrifying case.
Really terrifying.
Thank you, Perry. We appreciate it.
Let's get over into this next video and see if we can learn anything different. Like I'm saying, y'all, I don't know about y'all. I might be overreacting, but come on now. As soon as he opened the door with as soon as he tries to wiggle the doorknob, saying that he's going to kill me, it's all up from there. I got to protect myself, protect the people in my house. It would have been a different news story. It would have been a different news story. The news story would have read, man defends himself against terrorizing criminals. 1 dead, 2, how many? Hey. All right, but let's get into it.
Open up the door before we make our sound. Open up the door!
As Halloween approaches, a Virginia family shows how they experienced a real living nightmare after a costume-clad trio gathered outside of their Alexandria, Virginia home earlier this week, demanding that the people inside let them in. At first, they rang the doorbell, knocked on the door, and shouted, either you come out or we come in. But then after that, it really escalated. The family says the trio attempted to force the front door open, break down a wooden fence in the backyard, slash through the deck screens, and then pound on the windows. At one point, the family says the trio shouted death threats and promised to return. Tonight, the family remains concerned, and of course, they want answers, including what legal rights they had in this situation. To discuss this and hopefully get some answers to that, let's bring in attorney Mark Reichel. Thank you so much for joining us for the second night in a row. Let's start with that question there, sir. What could this family have done in this situation? And if they genuinely were feeling threatened on their own property, does stand your ground rights apply here?
Each state varies, so every single state varies. Virginia, where that took place, and many others have, a stand your ground law, which means your home is your castle. So you can't really use deadly force. You have to use the amount of reasonable force necessary to repel whatever the danger is to you. However, you can use deadly force when it gets to the point where they're either breaking the door down, breaking the window open, or really close to getting the door open. You can't really just do it if they're standing on the porch. Even if they're threatening you, obviously the first thing to do is call the police. So it has to be where they break it into the house somehow. So jiggling the door is probably not enough. Honestly, it's a terribly difficult legal call, but it's when they push it enough that you think they're going to get it open. You can fire away.
Yeah, it really makes you wonder whether or not...
What did I say? Soon as they wiggle that door, I'm thinking, my immediate mind is they're trying to break in. Letting it fly. You can't unload the clip because that'd be excessive. But a few shots is gonna get, and they're gonna scatter. Am I gonna hope I hit somebody? I mean, you don't shoot not to hit somebody, but let's
Not
keep
this
going.
was something that was nefarious, if it was just a prank that was really poorly thought out. Either way, the Alexandria police chief hinting at the idea that this trio may soon face charges, including burglary, as well as criminal threats. So, do you think, I mean, I just heard your first answer, perhaps not, they didn't cross the line. Do you think charges might apply here?
They didn't cross.
Oh yeah. I do think it's absolutely all sorts of things. If you threaten someone to harm them, that's a criminal threat. Secondly, they were on the porch trying to break into this attempted break-in. If they really did slash a screen, it's possible that it could be the burglary, nighttime burglary. So
Right.
I think they're absolutely they'll be convicted if they're caught. I think on these facts.
What would the defense be, you think? If they caught these three guys, they had to appear in a court of law. What do you think would be the right way for a defense attorney to handle it?
Good
They
question.
have to prove that these persons had the intent to really do these things. I think their lawyer's going to have to get a hold of them and make sure they don't speak about anything, because it is so strange. Even Alex, I noticed you noted there were some civilians or pedestrians walking through the street with dogs,
Yep, saw that.
so forth, in cars. So, and yet these people were speaking so loudly. They know that everyone could hear them. It was strange how they would walk back and stand there like they wanted to be photographed and would say these words over and over, "We're your worst nightmare." It is certainly strange. They could absolutely be charged with a crime. And if they would have gone a little bit further, I think these people would have had the right to use their gun.
Well, you were right to point out the fact.
A little bit further is, come on now. He when he wiggles the door, and if he really did slash the screen, that's far enough for me. That's let me know if you think I'm.
There were other passerbys and civilians out. It doesn't look like this was in the dead of night. It looked like maybe, at a time where people are still walking their dogs. It makes me wonder about just the fact that they're wearing costumes, and maybe perhaps it being so close to Halloween that this is something that people might just shrug off. Oh, it's just kids, messing around, when really it could be criminals out there meaning to do harm.
Absolutely. Obviously, that's the great disguise to blend in, is to wear these horrible costumes. But they achieved their purpose. If they were trying to scare this person, they scared the rest of the nation. So.
All right, what do you think would be the advice that we could give to viewers out there? I mean, this video is circulating on the internet. We've been showing it, obviously, because it is just so disturbing. There might be people out there that are thinking about their own security at their own homes and wondering, my God, I hope that never happens to me. What advice should we be giving them if they find themselves in a situation like this?
No, that's really shocking. My wife, Elizabeth, I didn't show it to her because I didn't want to ruin Halloween for her. But so I agree with you. I think that the advice is immediately call the police. Immediately call the police. Don't let anybody in. And I'm telling you, they break that door a little bit more, the seal of that door, or break a window. You got to protect yourself.
Attorney Mark Reichel, thank you very much for your time. Let's hope it doesn't happen anymore across America.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you for watching.
A little bit. He said they break it a little bit more. They did too much already. Wiggling the door handle. Wiggling the door, cutting the screen. Get up out of here. There is no way. There is absolutely no way. But hey, I might be going too far. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you feel the same way I do. Or if you think, hey, they didn't do enough to where it warranted you thinking your life was in danger. Because that's the main point of it. If you feel like your life is in danger and they're trying to harm you, then you're allowed to definitely stand your ground. Somebody tries to break into your house, especially in states like this in the South, stand your ground laws. I don't play like that. It seems now, if people don't understand, especially these kids nowadays, they don't understand. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. These pranks that nowadays that they love to put on social media and stuff like that, they might have just been doing it for social media. They trying to, because they knew they had a Ring camera, standing posing in front of the camera. They trying to do something crazy to get on social media. Or they just might be some crazy kids who trying to do something crazy. Wow, don't do that to me. That's all I can say. Don't do that to me, because I'm gonna be scared. I'm gonna think my life is in danger, And then I'm just going to call the police and my lawyer at the end of it. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. Let me know your thoughts, y'all. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said. How would you react in that situation? How would you react? Would you just sit there and watch? Would you take action? Just call the police? It's a crazy story. Crazy story. All right, everybody. Remember, this is AC Reviews the Word. Remember to like and subscribe.